10 phrases that instantly boost your English. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. If you're learning English and you want to sound more fluent, more natural, and more confident in your conversations, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into 10 everyday phrases that native speakers use all the time, but many learners don't. These are the kinds of phrases that make your English sound smooth, relaxed, and real. But this video isn't just a list. I'm going to show you what each phrase really means, when you should use it, how to say it naturally, and give you examples through realistic conversations. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with powerful phrases you can start using immediately and the confidence to use them correctly. Let's get started. Phrase 1. That makes sense. That makes sense is one of those everyday English phrases that instantly makes you sound more natural, thoughtful, and polite. But it's more than just saying, I understand. When you say, that makes sense, you're telling the other person that what they said is logical, reasonable, and easy to follow. It's often used when someone gives you an explanation, a reason, or even a plan, and you want to show that you understand it and agree with their logic. It's a way of saying, now I get it, and I agree. You can use this phrase in both casual and professional situations, and it always sounds respectful. For example, imagine a friend says, I didn't reply to your text last night. I fell asleep really early. Instead of just nodding or saying, okay, you could respond, that makes sense. I figured you were probably tired. This response shows empathy. You're not annoyed or confused. You're being understanding. In a more professional setting, like at work, your manager might say, we're pushing the deadline because the client needs more time. You could respond, that makes sense. It's better to give them space than rush the project. In this context, you're showing that you understand the decision and you support it. It makes you sound like a team player. Even in casual daily conversations, this phrase fits beautifully. Imagine a friend tells you, I skipped the gym today. My legs are still sore from yesterday. You can simply say, yeah, that makes sense. Rest is important too. You're not just reacting. You're actively participating in the conversation by showing you get their reasoning. So the next time someone explains something to you and you want to sound calm, thoughtful, and engaged, try saying, that makes sense. It's short, natural, and incredibly effective in making your English smoother. Phrase 2. I'm not sure, but is a phrase that helps you express uncertainty while still allowing you to participate in a conversation. In English, people often don't want to sound too confident, especially if they're not completely sure about something. That's where this phrase becomes really powerful. It lets you offer ideas, opinions, or answers without sounding arrogant or overly sure of yourself. Native speakers use it all the time, and it adds a polite, humble tone to your speech. You'll typically use this phrase when someone asks you a question or expects your opinion, and you think you might know the answer, but you're not 100% certain. It's a way to contribute while protecting yourself from being wrong and still sounding helpful. For example, Imagine your friend asks you, "Do you know what time the movie starts tonight?" You're not totally sure, but you have an idea. You could say, "I'm not sure, but I think it starts at 7. That's much better than staying silent or pretending you know for sure. It keeps the conversation going and helps the other person while still being honest. Let's say your friend says to you, "Is that new Thai restaurant open on Sundays?" You're not completely certain, but you've seen something online. You can answer, "I'm not sure, but I think I saw them post their Sunday hours on Instagram." It shows you're trying to help, even if you don't have exact information. Or maybe your colleague says to you, "Do you think the new software will be compatible with our system?" You're not a tech expert, but you've read something about it. You could respond, "I'm not sure, but based on what I read, it should work fine." This kind of reply is respectful, cooperative, and shows that you're thinking critically. The phrase "I'm not sure, but" helps you speak up without the fear of being wrong. It's especially useful in professional settings, group discussions, or even when giving advice to friends. It adds warmth, honesty, and balance to your communication. So the next time you're in doubt, but still want to help, just say, "I'm not sure, but," and then share your thought. It's a smart, simple way to sound both humble and helpful in English. Phrase 3. It's up to you. It's up to you is a simple, yet powerful phrase that gives someone the freedom to make a decision. You use it when you want to tell the other person that they're the one who can decide, and you're okay with whatever they choose. It's commonly used when making plans, offering choices, or trying to be flexible. This phrase is often used in everyday situations where there's more than one option, and you don't want to force your opinion. Let's say your friend says to you, "Should we watch a comedy or a thriller tonight?" If you truly don't mind either, you can answer, "It's up to you. I'm good with whatever you pick." That shows you're easygoing and giving them control of the decision. In another example, imagine you're with a colleague and they ask, "Should we present the slides or just send the report by email?" You can say, "It's up to you. You know the client better than I do." This gives them confidence, while also showing your trust in their judgment. You can also use it in more personal moments. For example, if someone asks, "Should I call him back?" and you don't want to influence them too much, you can say, "It's up to you. Do what feels right to you." This phrase is not just about decision-making. It's about respect and letting people feel in control. Phrase 4. No worries. No worries is a casual, friendly way to say "it's okay" or "don't worry about it." It's often used when someone apologizes or when you want to let them know that something is not a problem at all. Native speakers use this phrase all the time, especially in informal conversations, and it creates a relaxed and kind tone. Imagine your friend says to you, "Sorry I'm late. Traffic was terrible." Instead of saying "it's fine," you can smile and say, "No worries, I just got here too." It makes the situation lighter and reassures them that you're not upset. Or maybe a colleague says, "Sorry, I forgot to reply to your message yesterday." You can respond with, "No worries, I know you're busy." This response keeps the mood positive and shows that you're understanding. You can also use it in advance to let someone know they don't have to stress. For example, if a friend offers to help you move but then cancels and says, "I feel bad I can't help after all," you could say, "No worries, I've got it covered." It's a gentle, friendly way to say, "Don't feel bad." Phrase 5. That's a good point. That's a good point is a phrase you can use to show agreement and give someone credit for a smart idea or thoughtful opinion. It makes conversations more respectful, especially during discussions, debates, or meetings. You're basically saying, "I see your logic, and I appreciate your insight." Let's say during a team meeting, a coworker says, "I think we should wait until next week to launch. The site isn't ready." You can respond, "That's a good point. We don't want to risk bugs during launch." This makes them feel heard and helps build a sense of teamwork. If your friend says to you, "Maybe we shouldn't invite too many people to the party. It might get out of control," you can say, "That's a good point. Smaller gatherings are usually more fun anyway." It shows you're not just agreeing blindly, you're actively listening. Even in disagreements, this phrase can soften your response. For example, if someone challenges your idea but brings up something valid, you might say, "That's a good point. I didn't think about it that way." This creates open, respectful dialogue. Phrase 6. I get it. I get it means I understand, but in a more casual and emotional way. It's used when you want to show empathy, or when someone is explaining how they feel, or why they did something. You're saying, "I understand what you're going through," or what you mean. If your friend says to you, "I've just been feeling overwhelmed lately. Work, family, everything's piling up," you can respond, "Yeah, I get it. Life can be a lot sometimes." This isn't just about understanding the words. It's about connecting emotionally. Phrase 7. No worries. No worries is a casual, friendly way to say it's okay or don't worry about it. It's often used when someone apologizes to you or when there's a small problem that you want to downplay. It shows that you're relaxed and not upset. If your friend says to you, "Sorry I'm late," you can smile and say, "No worries." That tells them it's not a big deal and you're not annoyed. Or maybe a colleague says, "Sorry, I forgot to send that file last night." You can say, "No worries, I got it this morning." That keeps the tone positive and shows forgiveness. Even in social situations, if someone accidentally bumps into you and says sorry, you can just say, "No worries," with a friendly tone. This phrase is great for showing patience, kindness, and a relaxed attitude. Use it when you want to make someone feel comfortable, especially after a small mistake. Phrase 8. Take your time. Take your time is a wonderful phrase to show patience and understanding. You say this when you don't want to rush someone, and you're giving them permission to go at their own pace. It's polite, calming, and very considerate. If your friend says to you, "Sorry, I'm trying to find that photo, but it's taking a while," you can say, "No problem. Take your time." That helps them feel relaxed, not pressured. Or in a store, If someone helping you says, "I just need a minute to get that item," you might reply, "Sure, take your time." You're showing respect and being easygoing. In a professional setting, if your colleague is nervous while presenting, you might say, "Take your time, no rush." That kind of support builds trust and calm. This phrase helps others feel safe, and it makes you sound mature and emotionally intelligent. Phrase 9. You nailed it. You nailed it is a fun, energetic phrase that means you did a great job. It's often used when someone performs well, answers correctly, or impresses you with their skills. If your friend says to you, "I finally passed my driving test," you can smile and say, "You nailed it." It adds energy and praise. Or if someone is practicing English with you and says a difficult sentence perfectly, you can respond, "Wow, you nailed it." It motivates them and shows support. In the workplace, if a teammate gives a strong presentation, you can say, "That was awesome. You really nailed it." This phrase is informal, but powerful. Use it when you want to cheer someone on or celebrate a success. Phrase 10. I'm on it. I'm on it means I'm taking care of it right now. It's confident, clear, and shows responsibility. Use this phrase when someone gives you a task or asks you to do something, and you want to show that you'll handle it right away. If your boss says to you, "Can you email that report today?" you can respond, "I'm on it." That tells them you're already working on it. If your friend says, "Can you grab the tickets for us?" you can say, "Don't worry, I'm on it." It shows leadership and dependability. Even in group projects, if someone says, "Who's going to organize the meeting?" you can say, "I'm on it." That shows initiative and confidence. Use this phrase when you want to sound proactive, responsible, and motivated. So, those were 10 phrases that can instantly boost your English, not just in how you speak, but in how confident and natural you sound. These are phrases that real native speakers use every day, in casual conversations, in the workplace, with friends, and even in stressful situations. The more you practice them, the more automatic and fluent you'll become. Let's quickly review. I'm not sure, but shows humility while still offering your thoughts. It's up to you, puts the decision in someone else's hands. Let me think. Gives you space to pause and sound thoughtful. Sounds good to me? Shows agreement in a relaxed way. I get what you mean. Connects you emotionally with the speaker. No worries, puts others at ease. Take your time, shows patience and kindness. You nailed it, gives praise and encouragement. I'm on it, shows you're responsible and ready to take action. Start using these phrases in your daily conversations, even with yourself, or while watching TV shows, and you'll notice a huge difference in how natural your English sounds. If this video helped you, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to share it with someone who's also learning English. Every share helps more learners like you. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more clear, practical, and natural English lessons just like this every single week.